You know what? You do not have to feel confident to begin rebuilding it. Most of my clients don't believe that it's even possible to rebuild their confidence, but let me show you how. If we've never met, I'm Ashley Chance Fox, founder and creator of Balance Worthy and a transformational coach, and I help women find their confidence again. So let's get to it. I want to start by talking about what confidence is not. And I have a list. Let me pull up my list real quick. What confidence is not? Confidence is not feeling fearless. Everybody feels fear. Side note, I love the quote, and I don't know who said it, so I'm not giving them credit. I just don't know. Feel the fear, do it anyway. Love the quote, but fearless. Mm, we gotta, we've got fear. Okay. So confidence does not mean feeling fearless. Feeling confident does not always mean you know what you're doing. We don't always know what we're doing, right? It does not mean that you have to be loud, that you have to be bold, that you have to be an extrovert. Not an extrovert. Believe it or not an extrovert. Feeling confident does not mean that you have to wait until you feel ready. How many times have we done something that we knew we weren't ready to do, but we did it anyway, and it worked out great, right? So sometimes feeling that anxiety and fear around it, again, we have to acknowledge it, but we don't always get the opportunity to wait until we feel ready. And confidence is not about getting external validation. Although it's great, don't get me wrong. I love the sincere compliments. However, it does not mean that you need external validation. So, if we know some examples of what it's not, then what is confidence? So, for me, and please feel free in the comments to add things. These are just a couple just to get you just start thinking about it. Self-trust. Self-trust is huge. And it's not about not doubting ourselves because we're going to doubt ourselves, especially if it's something new or something that we haven't, that was a huge challenge. It's about trusting yourself enough to do it anyway. Again, going back to that, feel the fear and do it anyway. Confidence is also a muscle, not a mood. Now, you can portray feeling confident, right? But it is a muscle that we have to build. So if you've watched previous videos, we talked about the little things that you can do, even starting with 2 minutes a day to start building your confidence. And let me see, which one do I want to go to next? I have a list. Um, I think I'm going to end this list with being loyal to yourself and keeping your own promises because, and here's where I'm going with that. How many times have we told a friend that we would do something that we really didn't want to do but a friend asked us to, so we did anyway? And how many times have we said, "Oh, I'm going to do XYZ, whatever that is, for myself," and then not followed through with it, right? That's breaking a promise to ourselves. So by not breaking those promises to ourselves, then we build our confidence. Okay. Like I've said before, starting building your confidence is small little steps. And it does take some courage because sometimes it's uneasy, sometimes you feel wobbly. And so you want to practice some of these maybe on people that you trust. For example, saying no, which if you've been around for a while, over on my Facebook or even in my email list, you know that I'm a firm believer that no is a full sentence, right? But try it on someone who you can say that to and will respect that answer. Start with that. Start with little baby steps, right? One thing I really talk to my clients about is that you can't shame yourself into confidence, right? We just had this conversation the other night in a group that I'm in, we were talking about manifestation, and I had heard an interview with, it was on the Drew Barrymore show with Halle Berry, and Halle Berry was talking about manifestation and how she realized that she was manifesting incorrectly at one point, and she changed how she manifests, and it was beautiful. If you catch that clip, go find it. But she was talking about how she was, when she was trying to manifest, she was saying the things that she didn't want, right? Sort of the low vibe, low energy, not negative, but what she concluded was she needed to focus on the things that she did want, right? And I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but sometimes it's very hard to do, right? So, what do you want? What if you're looking for a relationship, a significant other, what does that look like? If you're wanting a new job, what does it look like? And start thinking about what it would look and feel like and what does it feel like energetically in a positive light, not the I don'ts, but the I want, right? This is what I do want. This is what I do want. One thing you can do is what you're doing right now is connecting with people who um, have been through this before, that have lost their confidence on one level or another and and healed however they healed, and move forward with them, right? And see their journey, hear their journey, feel their journey, and see what resonates with you with that. What does that look like? What do you want it to look like? What do you want your journey to look like in the end, right? I want people that come to this channel to watch me to realize that even if you don't feel like you can get it back, or maybe you have it, but you want it to grow, right? So maybe you have this confidence, but you need just a little more push to apply for the job or to start writing the book or whatever. You can do that. No matter where you are on the line, maybe you just feel lost. Maybe you are so lost and you just are not feeling like you just lost yourself. And that's okay. That is life. It happens. Um, and you can get that back slowly, step by step, piece by piece, healing those parts of you. Sort of the analogy that we use a lot is peeling back the layers, right? And healing, because it's the surface stuff first, and then we sort of get deeper and deeper. So think about what that looks like for you. What are the little things that you can do every single day? What mind shifts can you bring to yourself to reframe, whether it is, um, maybe it's in some negative self-talk, right? Again, it goes back to let's change that. Just like Halle Berry was talking about the manifestation. Yeah, I'm sorry, my nose is itching off right now. Um, focus on what you do want. Okay. Reframe that negative. One of the things that's truly helped me is going from I got to and changing it and reframing it to I get to, right? And I was horribly bad about this when it come to moving my body and working out. Oh, I gotta go work out. I know it's good for me. I know it's the good endorphins. I know, but I gotta go work out. Well, what flipped my script was I got a broken toe. I broke my toe and I couldn't get on the elliptical. I couldn't get on the treadmill, at least for a little bit. I did, obviously, eventually, but now I'm like, oh, now I get to go work out, right? I get to go pick up my kids from school. I get to go to my kids' ball games. I get to go to work. And I know sometimes that's hard for some people if you're burned out. And what I have done from burnout is okay, yes, I get to go to work, and it may be, however, I'm a teacher, so I get to teach kids. I love my students. I get to mentor students. I get to be with some really awesome faculty, right? I get to be a part of this system. Okay. So, what do you get to do? What can you reframe? And so, if you've got that negative talk creeping in, that will really uh, set that confidence back. So, let's talk about reframing. Let's reframe some of that negative self-talk. Okay. Again, just as a quick recap, remember that confidence is not being fearless. It is not knowing what you're doing at all the times. It's not about being loud, being bold, being extroverted. It is not waiting until you feel ready to do something. And it's not getting externally validation, which again, we all enjoy, we all appreciate. But it's not about that. It is about being your biggest cheerleader. It's about trusting yourself. It's about giving yourself permission to learn something new or be a beginner or try something different. It is about being loyal to yourself and keeping promises to yourself. Okay. So this week, as we go throughout the week, just see where you are as far as um, notice where you may sort of um, ding yourself on the confidence, whether it's negative self-talk, whether it's saying yes when you mean no or no when you mean yes, um, doing things that really don't set well with you for your highest and greater good. And on the flip side of that, think about ways that you can show up for yourself this week. What are some things that you can do to show up for yourself this week? Okay. As always, I will put some journaling prompts down in the description. And also, if you want to dig deeper into this, our Thursday night group sessions are on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. They're linked down in the description as well. Please feel free to check us out. I also have a free confidence reset workbook that's also linked down below, and it is free and it has a meditation, some journaling prompts, and things there. So check that out as well. And I hope to see you in one of those spaces. I also have a free Facebook group. So we have Embracing Me, Embracing the Confidence, which is our Thursday night group, free Facebook group. And I also have a free confidence reset workbook. So check it out. Hope to see you soon.